Do you want to add more functionalities to your website while maintaining your site speed? Well, then you're at the right address. My name is Ferdy, and in this tutorial I want to tell you about Code Snippets. Code Snippets is a plugin that will enable you to add snippets of code into your website, which makes a lot of single feature plugins unnecessary, and it makes shell themes unnecessary. With Code Snippets you can add custom CSS, custom PHP, custom JavaScript and custom HTML to any place in your website. And when you update your theme or plugins, all the codes will remain intact. Instead of talking more about it, I will show you in a few minutes what you can do, and after that I will show you more on how to work with the free version and with the pro version of Code Snippets Pro. Before I forget, oh man, I almost forgot. Please like this video, subscribe for more upcoming videos. If I would forget this, man, then people would not like this video, it would not rank that well, and I would get a second job. And okay, let's get serious. Let me show you what you can do with Code Snippets. I want to have Google Analytics on my website, so right now I have a Google Analytics tracking code plugin on my website. A whole plugin just to show the Google Analytics code. I can deactivate it and delete it. And with Code Snippets, I can go to Scripts, Add New, give it a title, Google Analytics. Paste my code, make sure it loads in the head section, and I can give this a description and give it a tag, Analytics. I save the changes and activate it. And now with Code Snippets, I have Google Analytics installed on my website without using an extra plugin for that. On this website, I changed the look and feel using custom CSS in the theme CSS file over here. But now when I update my theme and I refresh the website, the old style of my website is back, and I don't want that. So what I can do, I can create a shell theme and apply my custom CSS, or I go to the backend to Snippets, Add New, create a CSS snippet, custom style website, paste the style over here, save the changes and activate. And now when I go to the website, everything is back in the colors as I want it to be. Also when I update my theme, just with a simple CSS code snippet. Another example, I have a lot of blog posts over here. I know they are fake, but maybe you have a website with a lot of blog posts and you don't want to have comments anymore. Well, I go to my blog post, I see 2 comments, and people can leave a comment. And maybe I'm like, hey, I don't want that. Well, with Code Snippets, really simple. You go to the backend, Snippets, Add New. I'm going for a PHP script, and I say remove comments. I paste the code. I can find it on the internet, and in the cloud or in the community you will also find a lot of codes that you can use. Now to run the snippet everywhere, I can say tags, comments, save changes and activate. I go to the blog post. I can go to any blog post. Should remove this with my theme, but here it's gone. If I feel like, hey, I'm missing out comments and I feel a little bit lonely and I want to have comments so I feel good again, really simple. I go to my snippets, all snippets. I can just turn it off. Now I refresh the page. Now I can get comments again and be loved. Wow. And now let me show you how you can get the free version of Code Snippets Pro and how you can get the best out of it. So in order to install Code Snippets on your website, you can go to ferdycorp.com/code-snippets. Hit enter. And we go to Code Snippets. Here you can see what you can do. You can get Code Snippets Pro, but I want to start with the free version of Code Snippets. Show you what you can do with that. And over here you see an overview of everything that's possible. And in this tutorial I will show you as much as possible about this amazing plugin. So in order to download it to your website, you can also go to your website, to the backend, to Plugins, Add New, and then search for Code Snippets. And it's from Code Snippets Pro, more than 600,000 installations updated 3 days ago. So let's start with the free version by clicking on Install Now. And then, let's do something fun. Let's activate it. Okay, that was weird. So now over here we see the snippets. All snippets, we can add a new snippet. We can import snippets. We can go to the settings. We'll do that later. We'll also take a look at importing and exporting later. Right now I want to go to all the snippets. And then over here we already have a few snippets that we can turn on and turn off. Based on the color, you see what it is. So green is HTML, purple, pink, purple is CSS, and blue is PHP. The free version, you don't have JavaScript. That's for the pro version. So what I want to do, if I take a look at the users I have, all users, I have Walter White with username Walter and email walter@ferdy.com. So if I log out, I can log in using the username Walter and the password. But maybe people register for a WordPress website and then years later they want to log in and they don't know their username anymore. So what I want to do, I want to make sure that people can log in using their email address. In order to do that, I log out, I log in as an administrator. I go to Snippets, add new. I want to have a functions snippet. So what I found over here, log into WordPress using an email address. So now I can add this function or this PHP code. I paste it over here. I want to run the snippet everywhere. And the title is login with email. Copy it, paste it. And I don't need a tag for this one. I save the change and I activate it. Now, if I log out, I want to log in with Walter. I can do that using walter@ferdy.com. And if I click on login, you see, I can log in now using an email address because of that simple code snippet which I found on the internet. Let's take a look at another snippet. It's already included in the free version and it's the current year. If I turn this on, I can edit it. There's a PHP code and the PHP code can be embedded in a shortcode over here. What I can do, I can select this code snippet, copy it. Now I go to the website and on any place in the website, I can show the current year automatically. So I can go to the blog, go over here, edit the post. And I want to edit it in the code editor. And I can say best WordPress themes of, and then I paste the code. Now if I update it, and I preview this, it says the best WordPress themes of 2022 based on the current year. So you can do this anywhere in your website. So where can you find code snippets? Well, in the supermarket, of course. Okay, no, that's a bad joke. Okay, I will keep it in, just so you know I'm not that good with jokes. Just kidding. Okay. What you can do, you can go to ferdycorp.com/cloud snippets. You will be redirected to CodeSnippets.cloud, and on that website, which is not live at this moment yet, but when you go there, it will be live probably. You will find the best code snippets, JavaScript, HTML, PHP, CSS, and people can upvote scripts, so you'll see which scripts are the best. And this is your perfect place to get the best code snippets. Where else can you go? Well, you can go to the internet. Watch this, WordPress, best code snippets. Hit enter. 10 useful code snippets for WordPress users. All those code snippets can be used using the Code Snippets plugin. Maybe you have a WooCommerce webshop, and we know that WooCommerce is quite basic. And when you want to have extra functionalities, you need to have extra plugins, which will slow down your website. So what we can do, we can use code snippets instead of plugins for WooCommerce. So best code snippets for WooCommerce. Look at this, 25, 25, 20, 50 plus code snippets. Look at that. Declare WooCommerce support and third-party theme. Adding custom currency to WooCommerce. Remove 0 decimals in product, high quantity on cart page. All those things, simple script. And this shows you the power of code snippets. You don't need to have a plugin for everything. You just can copy and paste a code snippet. And that's it. It is time, ladies and gentlemen, to learn how to export and import code snippets between different websites of yours. So let me show you how it is done. When it comes to exporting and importing code snippets, there are a few things we can do. If I go to disable comments, it's a PHP snippet. I click on it. If I scroll down, I can download it as a PHP file, like that. I can export it as a JSON file, as you see over here. And what I also can do, I can go to all snippets. I can export them over here by clicking on this button, export. What I also can do, I can select multiple snippets, bulk actions, export, and then they will not export 3 different JSON files, but only one containing all 3 code snippets. So let me do that. I click on apply. One JSON file will be generated. So that's about exporting. Very straightforward. Then I go to another website. This is Passive Income with Ferdy, and this is Garderobe24. And over here, I click on import at snippets. I can also click here. And what do I want to do with duplicate snippets? I can ignore it. It will import everything regardless if I already have an existing snippet. It will replace my existing snippets with newly imported snippets of the same name, or do not import any duplicates. Well, I think that's a great option. I can upload files, and I go to my downloads. I can select 2 over here, open 2 files. So you can select multiple files, or you select one file. And this file contains all 3 snippets. Upload files and import. Three snippets have been imported. Great. If I click on have fun, I go to all the snippets I have over here. Only one thing I need to do. I need to turn things on. So if I go to my website, blog, 2 comments, I guess I will see those comments. They're here. And then I go to my snippets of Garderobe24. Let me see. Disable the comments. I turn it on. Refresh the page. Bam. I hope you like Code Snippets so far. Let's take it to the next level with Code Snippets Pro. With Code Snippets Pro, you can also add custom CSS snippets and JavaScript snippets. And what else can you do? You can also show source code on your website using Elementor or the WordPress blog editor. You will get access to cloud storage and cloud snippets, which helps you to just grab codes from the internet into your website. And the great thing is there's a community growing, and you can import other people's snippets that they are using on their website. People can vote for it. You can see which snippets are amazing, and those snippets can be imported into your website with a few clicks, thanks to cloud storage and cloud snippets. And the great thing is that the builders of Code Snippets are working really hard to make the tool better and better. So more features are added. So let me show you how you can get Code Snippets Pro. So in order to get Code Snippets Pro, you can go to ferdycorp.com/Code Snippets. Hit enter. When you buy Code Snippets Pro through my affiliate link, you don't pay more, but I get a commission, and I have a special discount code for you. So it is a win-win situation for all of us. Here we see the subscription plans, and the first thing I want to tell you is that there is a 14-day money-back guarantee. So if you somehow do not like it, you can get your money back, no questions asked. So there's no risk for you. You can try the Pro tool, and if you somehow don't like it, you will get your money back. So there are 2 ways of purchasing this. There is the yearly plan and the lifetime plan. If you go for a yearly plan, there are 3 different plans. There's a small package which enables you to use Code Snippets on 2 websites. When you get the medium plan, you can use it on 6 websites, and when you have the large plan, you can use it on 200 websites. All plans come with all the Pro functionalities, and you have 1 year of product updates, 1 year of ticket support. You can use unlimited snippets, and as long as you keep your subscription, you get access to all the updates of Code Snippets Pro. But let me show you a better way. If we take a look at the lifetime plans, you also have small, medium, and large, and the difference is that you only pay 1 time. And the other difference is that with the small plan, you have 1 year of ticket support. With the medium plan, you have 2 years of ticket support. And with the large, you have 3 years of ticket support. Besides that, all the future features of all 3 plans are at your disposal. So if there is a new update in 5 years, you still get that update because you go for the lifetime deal. So I will go for the large plan. I have 200 website activations, so I can use this on 200 different websites, and I can export and import snippets from one website to another. It will save me a lot of time, make all the websites I use faster. And in order to get it, I click on Buy Now. And I see that right now there's a special deal only for 2 weeks. So it can be that you will see $249 over here. Well, if you have a company, fill in your VAT number over here and apply it. Then I need to leave my email address over here, my first name and my last name. Then I need to confirm my email address. And I can, if I want to, if I feel like it, fill in my phone number over here. But what I want to do, I want to give you an extra promotional code. If you click over here, you say Ferdy with a capital, you click on apply, you get an extra discount, which is really nice. You can pay with credit card or with PayPal. I want to pay with credit card. Fill in my postal code. I'm from the Netherlands. And then I can click on review order. Now it's processing. Okay, now I need to go to my email account and I can download the tool. There it is. So I can copy the license key. I can download the Pro version. There it goes. Now I can install it on my website. So I will go to Garderobe 24, go to the backend, to plugins, add a new, upload plugin, and I drag this file over here. Install. I activate the plugin and I paste my license key. I agree and I activate the license. So now I have access to all the features of CodeSnippets Pro and I can use this on 200 websites. And that's great because now I can export and import it on multiple websites. And besides that, there will be a growing community of code snippet users that will share their code snippets with you. So it will become easier and easier to find new code snippets that can make your website better while maintaining the speed of your website. So now we can add functions, content, styles, and scripts. I dismiss this and I close this and I close this. Okay, we have CodeSnippets Pro. Let's add a few more code snippets. So I want to add people to my email list and I have an opt-in over here, but I also want to have a pop-up. So I have a JavaScript from ConvertKit and I want to implement it into this website. How can I do that? I go to the backend, to snippets, add new. It's a JavaScript. I say homepage, ConvertKit, pop-up. Then I paste the script. And what I actually say is that on the post ID number 9, which is the homepage, this script should be executed. So let's copy this. ConvertKit. Look at this. We can now check it out. So I open this in an incognito window. And I scroll down. There it is. The only thing I need to do, I need to add an image back, but that's how it works. With this JavaScript, I activated this pop-up. Okay, let's add another JavaScript into CodeSnippets Pro. I search for best JavaScript code snippets WordPress. Hit enter. And I found this one. 13 useful WordPress code snippets to improve your website instantly. Not like, okay, you implement it and then in a few hours, gradually it will become better. No, instantly. Bam. The first one, I like it. Show similar posts after half the post. So here's the code, and I don't know code that well, but what I see over here, after a certain amount of paragraphs, 6 posts should be shown in a random order. So I copy this code. Now I go to Code Snippets, add new. Halfway blog post, related posts. It is a JavaScript. I place it. Okay, where was it? I want to show 3 posts in a random order. Let's say after 30 paragraphs. I want to load it in the end of the body. And then I copy this, I paste it, and I say blog. Save the change and activate. Okay, we're halfway there. Halfway. Halfway, okay. There's a second part. Need to copy that too. Add new. JavaScript. I can say halfway blog post. Extra script. Or display script. Place it. And over here I can have the same tag. Blog. Save changes and activate. Okay, now I go back to all the snippets. What I can do, I can go to tags and say only show the blog tags. And now I see those both, so they're combined. Let me go to the related posts. Okay, everything seems to be fine. No installation of a plugin. I go to the website, to the blog page, ConvertKit review. Now if I scroll down, I don't keep count, but somewhere over here maybe. Oh. Hey, there it is. It's working. So now I can click over here and I can go to that blog post, and also there after quite a few paragraphs, this will appear. And then I can do a right mouse click, inspect, and then I can style even further with the CSS code snippets. So that's how you can use PHP codes, HTML codes, CSS code, and JavaScript codes into your WordPress website using Code Snippets and Code Snippets Pro. Okay, let's do one more. Okay, I scroll down and I see this nice scroller. If I search for custom scroll bar CSS WP3 schools, I scroll down, I can copy one of those examples. I go to the backend, snippets, add new, custom scroll bar in CSS. I paste it. Okay, let me just show you how it will look. This is perfect. This is also what Apple should do. I think it will increase the optimization or the conversion. It looks so professional. No, not. So the width, let's bring it back to 10. The shadow area, make it 2 pixels. The border radius, 0. The color, how about hashtag? And the border radius here, 10. Save it, refresh. Now it looks like that. And then when I go to a big blog post, it looks like that. So that is what you can do with Code Snippets and Code Snippets Pro. Now we've added a few code snippets. Let's take a look at the settings. In order to go to the settings, we go to the backend, to snippets, settings. So what you can do, you can activate all new snippets by default. So normally you can save them, and then besides that you can activate them. And when you turn this on, which is the case already, you will save it and it will automatically be activated until you deactivate it. Enable snippet tags. So if we go to a snippet, a new one, we can have tags. So if you have multiple snippets that are related to analytics in your website, you can create the tag analytics. And when you click on the tag, you see all related code snippets. Do we want to have a description? You can have it over here. And then when you go to all the snippets, you see the tags and you see the description, which can help you to go to the right code snippet. And then how do you want to order the list? Well, we can give every snippet a priority. You see that over here, and that is by default how it will be organized, but I prefer from A till Z. Disable shortcode syntax highlighter. That means that when you share your code snippets, over here for instance, do we want to give them this style? So with red letters, green letters, or do we want to disable that? And if we do that and save the changes, it will have no style. It will look like this. Well, we still can copy and paste things, but I prefer to show those styles. So it looks a little bit better in my opinion. And if I uninstall a plugin, do I also want to uninstall all the settings and all the snippets? Well, I don't want that, so I turn this off or I leave it off. I save the changes. And when you use the pro version of Code Snippets, there is an extra option, and that's minify snippet output for CSS and JavaScript. Minify snippet output by removing white space and optimizing codes to reduce load times. Well, I see no reason why you should turn them off. But I just want to mention all the settings. So now we can go to the description editor. These settings have everything to do with the description editor on the code snippet pages. So over here, if I go to one of the code snippets, if I scroll down, the description editor right now I see 5 rows. If I change it to 20 and I refresh this page, give more space and bring it back to 5. Enable the full editor. Well, I see no reason why you should use a full editor. I just want to have a text over here at the description, so I don't need the full editing features. Media buttons, no, I turn them all off. And then the code editor, this area here. I can have a lot of themes. Dracula is my favorite one. No, it's not. You see an example over here. I like to use the default one, but maybe you use Dreamweaver or something else and you want to use that style. Well, then over here, you can use a style that fits the style you use in your other code editors. I use the default one. Indent with tabs. Use hard tabs, not spaces for indentation. I turn it off and then we can create space over here. So we don't have to say spacebar a ton of times, just one tab. And then space will be created and that will make your code a little bit better to view. And how big should this tab size be? So if I increase this, look at this here. And how many spaces a block should be indented? Well, it's up to you. I bring this back to 4. Whether the editor should scroll or wrap for long files. Should this area be enlarged? So if I add a really big script, I want to show the whole text, or do I want to scroll? Well, I prefer that the area will become bigger. Do I want to have line numbers? Yes, I like that. That's also what I use with other code editors. Auto close brackets. I personally like to do it myself. Highlight selection matches. So if I select a word, that word will be displayed on multiple pages. So right now you see something over here. It looks like a small bug, but if I select it, it will be selected on multiple occasions where everywhere the word appears. But I will let them know that this looks a little bit interesting. I can also turn it off and then it will not be shown. I like active line. So if I'm working somewhere, yes, I prefer that. Okay, so that's the settings. I save them. I already told you that we can import and export code snippets. And right now I want to take a look at all the snippets. Since we use the free version, we can add function PHP snippets and content HTML snippets. So if I go to the functions, there are a few examples over here. So for instance, disable the admin bar. So if I'm on the website, I see this admin bar. But if I turn this one on, let me edit it. This PHP script will run. Let me see, only run on the site front end. And it says turns off the WordPress admin bar for everyone except administrators. So if I'm not an administrator, then I will not see this. So right now, if I refresh this, I will still see this. But if I'm logged in as a Walter and I go to the front end, it is gone. Now I'm back as an administrator and I see the admin bar. With Code Snippets Pro, you can share your code snippets with the world through your website. So I can choose a blog or / in the WordPress blog editor and I can search for snippets, snippet source code. So I click on it. Now if I click here, I go to the drop down and I see all the code snippets I have. And I can share them by clicking here. So there they are. I can click on the plus, share another one. And if I update the page and I preview it, people can copy and paste those code snippets. The same goes for Elementor. I added a page with Elementor. I can search for source, code snippet source. I drag it over here. And also here I can display all my snippets. Another great feature in Code Snippets Pro is the content snippets. So what we see over here are actually kind of plugins that are turned on or turned off. Or they are working on the whole website or they are not working on the whole website. Unless in the script you specified to adjust only one page or a few pages. But if you don't do that, those are just turning on for the whole website. But what we can do, we can also assign specific snippets to specific pages using content snippets. So what I will do now, I will create a new snippet. And I call this one last updated blog post. And when it says content HTML snippet, it is so much more than that. It is an HTML snippet, but it can contain JavaScript, PHP, and CSS. So I will paste my code. And really important, since it's an HTML snippet and we need to open it with the PHP tags, but you need to show code snippets that is PHP. If I remove this, all the colors are gone because they don't recognize it as PHP anymore. So what this is saying is that it will display, it will echo when it is last updated on this date and this time. That's what it will show. I want to display this when it's inserted into a post or page. And then over here, I say content snippet, and important, hit enter or comma, otherwise it will not be saved. So I save the changes and activate it. And all the HTML snippets can be embedded. So let me go to a new page, or better, go to a blog post. We can do this both in the WordPress blog editor and in Elementor. So I go over here and I edit the post. So here, for instance, I can hit enter, / and I go for the content snippet. And now I can select a list with all the HTML tags that are active. Last updated blog post. Okay, now I see this, and if I update it, look at this, this is amazing. Look at it. This is so amazing. No, it's not. What we need to do, we do not want to display this as a script. We want to run it as a script. That's what we can do over here. Run PHP code, and then you'll see last updated July 12, 2022 at 9:30. That's the time right now. So now if I refresh this, look at this. So this opens up a world of possibilities, because right now we can have any script in HTML with PHP, CSS and JavaScript and place it wherever we want using the Gutenberg WordPress block builder and Elementor. So if I would go to the homepage, edit with Elementor, I can also search for content snippet. And I don't know why, but I can show them when it was last updated. And then here I can run it as a script. I can go to the style, bring it to the center. I can go to advanced, background, choose one. Go to the padding. Etc. I can adjust it. So I can place code snippets and I can change the style using Elementor or the WordPress block editor. And it will look like this. And when I decide to change the script a little bit, so it will not only display when it's last updated, but it will display how many days it is when it is updated. It will be adjusted on all the places where I use this content snippet. So I don't have to go to all those places and adjust it manually. I only go to the code snippet and change that code. So let me show you one more example. Maybe you have a special sale, brand new summer collection. So I want to add a sale that says only left for 24 hours. It's an evergreen countdown. How can you do that using code snippets? Well, you cannot do that in code snippets. Of course you can. Let's go to the backend. I go to snippets, all snippets. I go for a new one, JavaScript. I paste the code and I call this one Evergreen Countdown. So as soon as somebody lands on this website or on the page, the countdown will start. So I'll load it into the body and I save the changes and activate it. So right now it's activated, but it's nowhere shown because we need to trigger this. So I go back to the snippets or add a new one, this time HTML, and I call this one Countdown or Evergreen Countdown Activator in HTML. And I place this simple code. And here I can say it should take 24 hours and 0 minutes. That's how long the countdown should be. Okay. Activator. I save it. I go to the home page. Edit the page with Elementor. Sale. Hurry. And then I search for the content snippet element, content snippet below. I select the Evergreen Countdown Activator. I don't need to activate something over here because it's not PHP. Okay, it's a little bit tricky. but here it is. You see, okay, I triggered it already. I can style this. So go to the style, make the text white. Only thing is I don't see it. I go to the background here. I can change it to a blue one. Bring this to the center. Make the text bigger. But then I need to update it in order to see how it will look. And then of course we can make it look better. But that's how we use Code Snippets Pro. And the great thing is this code over here, soon it will be available at ferdycorp.com/cloud snippets. Then you can find all those codes, you see which one are the best, and then you can make your life easier by using code snippets instead of plugins for all the features you want to add to your WordPress website. Is that amazing? I think it is. And then if you want to, with Elementor, you can make it look like this. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's what you can do with Code Snippets Pro. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was the tutorial. I hope it was helpful. I hope you're as excited as I am about Code Snippets Pro and about the free version of Code Snippets. If you have any question, let me know in the comments. If you think something about this tutorial, maybe you think, wow, this is great, please also let me know in the comments, and feel free to like this video. Subscribe for more upcoming tutorials about WordPress, Elementor, WooCommerce, affiliate marketing, and sometimes other tutorials. Do you want to know what kind of tutorials? Well, then you can subscribe. Okay, let's start over again. Hey, my name is Ferdy, and in this tutorial I will show you how to work with Code Snippets Pro. No, let's keep it with this. Good luck with making websites, and see you later, alligator. Bye-bye.